Hello children. Hopefully you've looked at the first part of the lesson and you've watched the BBC clip giving you a bit of a background about Christopher Columbus. Can you remember what kind of explorer he was? How did he get to places? That's right, by boat. Good. And can you remember where he was trying to get to? Good, he was trying to get to the Indies for spices. But where did he actually get to? America. That's right. Now, he wasn't the first person to discover America because the Vikings got there before him, actually, but he was the first person to create regular contact between Europe and the Americas. Now, I want to go into a bit more detail about what his boats were actually like. I've got this book here called Who Was Christopher Columbus? It's written by Bonnie Bader and it's published by Penguin. I'm not going to read you the whole thing because it's very long, lots of pages, but I'm going to read you this bit because I think it's quite interesting and disgusting as well, which you might find funny. It's about what it was like on the Santa Maria. Life on the ship was not pleasant. Columbus's crew did not bathe or brush their teeth. Do you know what bathe means? It means to have a bath or a wash. And they didn't do that and they didn't brush their teeth. So what do you think it was like? Well, that's right. I think it was probably very smelly. Ooh. They walked the deck in their bare feet. Sometimes they stepped on a bug or a rat. Oh, not a rat dropping. That's even worse. And what happened when they needed to go to the bathroom? What do you think? When they needed the toilet, they went overboard because there weren't any toilets on deck. Oh, they went over the side of the ship. On each ship, the only cabin was for the captain. The rest of the crew slept wherever they could find a dry spot, on top of a coil of rope or next to a barrel. Here's a picture of a man asleep on a coil. That doesn't look very comfortable, does it? Imagine being on the board for 2 or 3 weeks and there being no beds. You'd have a bad back, wouldn't you? You'd be very tired as well. There were no cooks. The men had to prepare food themselves. But first they had to battle the mice and the rats that tried to get the food. Sometimes fish were caught and salted and dried. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. If the crew wanted to make biscuits, ooh, yummy, they would first have to pick insects out of the flour. Can you imagine going to your cupboard to get some flour to do some baking and there are insects in there? Most of the time the food was rotten or didn't taste good, so they put a lot of garlic in it to hide the bad taste. And they usually ate at night so they wouldn't have to see what was crawling around in their food. Oh, imagine having to eat at night time because you don't want to see what's in your food. The ships were very dirty. Rats scurried over the wooden planks. Fleas got everywhere and there were lice. Everyone got lice. Do you know what lice are? They're tiny, tiny little creatures that get in your hair and make it really, really itchy. There's a picture of the men scratching their heads here. Do you notice I keep saying men and not women? Do you know why? Because women weren't allowed to be sailors 500 years ago. What do you think about that? Do you think that's fair? The mood aboard the ships got worse each day. Some of the men thought Columbus was going crazy. They had seen him pacing the deck, staring at the sky. Where was this madman taking them? Why was Columbus confused? Do you know? He thought he should have hit land by now. He thought he should have hit the Indies and he hadn't, and that's why he was confused. Some men wanted to toss Columbus overboard. Then they could head home. But do you know what? They didn't need to, because soon they found land. Thank goodness they did find land. Whew, how do you think you would feel if you were on board and you finally saw some land? I think I'd be mightily relieved. Yes, I don't think I'd want to get back on to go home though. I think I'd want to stay there, wouldn't you? Would you like to be on board one of his ships? Have a think about that.